Howdy folks, this is Head DM, and today we're going to be talking about the fighter. Fighters are an interesting case when it comes to D&D classes. Many veterans see them as the classic grizzled soldier who's seen some shit in his long career, or that boring guy who likes to hit things a lot. And when you look at the fighter, take it at face value with its game flavor, and think about how to roleplay the character, it can be hard sometimes to make them interesting compared to other classes. For example, the warlock can be role-played along with their patron, which the DM can control and cause hilarity. The cleric and paladin can role-play a relationship with their god or, fangirl over their god, and their god just wants them to go away. Monks can be either an amazing martial artist with a mastery of their own body, or an anime protagonist. But a fighter is just sort of hit things guy. This gives the fighter the appearance of being really boring to play, and even Joe Cats touched on this with his little parody at the beginning of his fighter video. But what if I told you that bland, boring, flavorless fighter is the perfect canvas on which to make any character you wish? In fact, in my previous video about beginnings, I stated that plagiarizing characters is a great idea for newer players. And this compounds really well with this blank slate mentality of the fighter. Here's why. Because you can be Captain America. Just get a throwing shield of returning somewhere down the line, be a goody two-shoes Boy Scout, and you can fit very well into the fighter aesthetic with Captain America. Hawkeye. Become a sarcastic, funny archer with the arcane archer subclass and go ahead and be Hawkeye. It works too perfectly. Pick the Terminator Warforged if you want to live. Just be a Warforged fighter specializing in crossbows. Accent for best effect. Please ignore my terrible accent. Pick up the Echo Knight subclass and the unarmed fighting style, cut back on the Japanese a little bit, and you can be Jotaro Kujo. Keep the teen attitude, sit back, and lastly, you can make Barack Obama a fighter. Make him absolutely charismatic. Make him a dex-based fighter with the Battlemaster subclass. As Commander-in-Chief, Barack Obama can help maneuver his allies and command them in order to achieve success. God bless America. No joke. These two idiots in my server helped me build this beautiful character sheet just to prove my point. And they prove it very well. Like, seriously, the meme potential that you can make with the fighter is absolutely immense. And yes, these are all plagiarized characters with preset stuff that you can use, but they prove my point to an extreme. You can make almost any character into a fighter. And because of the lack of flavor that the fighter provides in its actual features, you get to make the flavor you want. For example, let's take the Warlock. In terms of roleplay opportunities, Warlocks are like a nice, juicy, medium rare steak.
Don't at me about the medium rare.
You can add shit to that steak, like rubs, seasonings, spices, and sauces, usually barbecue sauce, to make the steak taste different from other steaks on the planet. But in the end, it's still just a steak, and you will always be able to taste the steak flavor no matter what you put on it. A warlock, in much the same way as a steak, is bound to that one flavor, being bound to their patron. No matter how you roleplay them, that has to be a consideration in your character's backstory, roleplay, and personality. Fighters, they don't have this problem. Fighters are more like plain ice cream recipe. Not even vanilla, just plain. Absolutely no flavor at all. It's bland and flavorless by itself. But ice cream can come in so many different flavors that taste completely distinct without any taste of the original bland ice cream flavor. You can have mint, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, some unholy combination of the four that makes Cthulhu want to retch into his toilet. Whatever you want can be an ice cream flavor, and you don't get a bland ice cream flavor taste to it. It's absolutely beautiful. Fighters have no set patrons or oaths, no nature attachment, no gods, no key or magic, no bullshit. Nothing lore-wise is keeping a fighter from being whatever you want it to be for roleplay opportunities. Now, as I mentioned before, the fighter has no flavor outside of combat. Every stat and every feature that the class provides is relegated to combat. This means that you can take absolutely no features when you get a ability score increase, and you can be just as effective as other classes, because you don't need to worry about combat related feats. You are the combat related feat. You are the combat. But if that's the case, then why not, if your stats are already stacked, take the time to pick up some feats that don't relate to combat? Like, why not take the chef feat and be the cook for that ungrateful rogue in the corner who's too busy stewing about his terrible life? Remember, you don't need to be great at combat or the best at combat to be a great character in D&D. And a character doesn't have to be optimized in order to be fun. So by taking feats that aren't based on combat, you can be unoptimized and be absolutely hella fun. In conclusion, make whatever you want with your fighter. There's no strings attached, no obligations, no limitations. Just go ahead, take that class with whatever character you want, lean into that untapped roleplay potential a bit. There are so many ways to incorporate the subclasses into how you roleplay a character, and there are so many ways to make a fighter fun out of combat as a result. I highly recommend you guys take this fresh approach to a fighter the next time you want to make a character and see just how interesting you can make this fighter be outside of combat. And that's all I got for you today, folks. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I hope you guys take this fresh look at the fighter and begin to incorporate it into fun, fresh characters that we can see all over D&D Reddits and the internet. Also, before you ask, yes,
I got myself a brand new desk mic.
and it sounds fantastic, so hopefully not only will my recording quality go up tenfold, but also I'm going to start streaming very soon here for gaming content. And I hope you guys join me for those gaming streams. But first, I still need to figure out how Twitch works.
Because Twitch is absolutely daunting to learn how to use.
Thank you all so much, and I will bid you farewell.